Shifting gears now, Ukrainians have been paying a heavy price since Russia invaded their country last year. Thousands, and I mean thousands, have lost arms and legs, and that has created an urgent need for artificial limbs. Holly Williams visited a clinic in Ukraine providing prosthetics and rehabilitation and met two young wounded warriors who are learning to walk again.
Ruslana Danilkina signed up for the military 2 months after Russia invaded her country. A radio operator, she celebrated her 19th birthday on the front line. But then, in February, her unit came under mortar fire. And it tore off Ruslana's left leg.
Did you realize immediately that you had lost your leg?
Да.
And what did you feel at that point?
Схватилась за ногу.
I grabbed my leg and realized that I was holding it in my hand. Just a bone, she told us. I needed to give myself first aid. It was scary. It was painful. We met Ruslana just 4 days after she was fitted with a new prosthetic. No longer on the battlefield, but still a fighter, she was already pushing herself to the limits. She told us she plans one day to dance again. Ukraine says more than 10,000 of its people have lost a limb during Russia's bloody invasion. A generation scarred for life. The Superhumans Center, set up far from the front line, is Ukraine's first state-of-the-art clinic for prosthetics and rehabilitation. They started treating wounded warriors here, even while construction workers finished the building.
If you look at what Russia has done in Ukraine, it's barbaric.
The Superhumans Center is funded by the Howard Buffett Foundation. He's the son of the billionaire Warren Buffett, and says his charity's given Ukraine nearly $300 million since the invasion began. And Buffett's visited the country 7 times during the war.
What are your impressions of Ukraine and Ukrainians?
Well, I think Ukraine is actually teaching the world a lesson. I think they're teaching us the kind of commitment and resiliency and fight that can be mustered up against somebody like Russia.
Denis Kривенко will need every ounce of resilience he can muster. A triple amputee who told us he lost both legs and his left arm to an anti-tank rocket. But this former infantry soldier is so driven, his doctors believe he'll one day be able to run again. We can't give up, he told us. We have a long life ahead of us, and we should take fate by its horns.
We're very good friends.
Just like Ukraine, Ruslana and Denis never wanted this war, and it's left them shattered. Yet, like their country, they're unbroken and undefeated. For CBS Mornings, Holly Williams, Lviv, Ukraine.
I'm so sorry we're even still telling this story about this war, that it still continues over a year later. There's still so many layers to this. And you hear about the statistics of the wounded and the dead, and there are real people behind that. Right. Once again, we see that live and up close and in person. It's very difficult.
They're fighting for their country. They're giving up a lot for it.
Not giving up.
Holly ends on the note that I think is resonant in that country. They're undefeated. They continue on.
And still very confident.
Well said.
Despite all the pain.